Hong Kong. Our topic for today, we will be discussing about plastic bags. And I am with Ray, the founder of Unipro Hong Kong, your Hong Kong local partner global corporate services in Hong Kong, who will be helping us understand more about this. So, hi Ray, thank you so much for your time. I know you've been busy so lately, and yet you find time to give your insights for our topic today. How are you?
I am absolutely great. Thank you, Tammy.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's our first time to work together to create this audio, and
Uh-huh.
thanks for hard work.
Yeah, thank you.
Tammy and I are actually working as a same team,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
and we actually decided to create a new series of podcasts. And from this podcast, we'll be sharing with you some business updates over the week. I hope it will be very useful for you as a listener. And so today, uh, what are we gonna talk about, Tammy?
Thanks, Shrey. Yes, I hope our listeners are very interested with our topic because this one is a great topic. So I've been hearing news about the plastic ban, and this will be very a good topic to tackle as I read in some articles that humanity is racing to produce over 300 billion kilograms of plastic this year alone. And between
Wow.
8 to 12, yeah, 8 to 12 billion kilograms is likely going to flow into the ocean to meet the 150 billion kilograms that is already there. Imagine 150 billion kilograms of plastic. It's a sad story, actually. However, if you think on the positive side, plastic is actually a resource, not a waste. Could this really help people in the community around the world, Ray? Do you think, or as well as our nature? What can you say about that?
Yeah, it's sad to read this news.
Mm, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, definitely there's something we can do about it. And I think our listeners are very interested in what's the next big trend for our world, because I
Mm-hmm.
believe many of our listeners are either maybe our customers, or maybe if you are not our customers, then you're very interested in starting a business.
Yes.
Then I think this topic is also relevant to you, um, and definitely you should not miss this out. Well, some of you, I believe, have already seen videos or pictures telling us that our ocean is very much polluted with plastics, and these type of plastics are also very hard to digest by our ecosystem. Imagine this: all these plastics are actually entering into our food chain now, and what I mean is this: we are basically eating them every day, and I'm sure that everybody is very concerned about this topic, and we should do something to stop the situation uh,
Yes, I
getting
agree.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's
And
worsening.
it's worsening, definitely. It's horrible. Um, but luckily, I've been seeing some incredible people. They are doing something to improve that situation. And today, actually, we are going to talk about an organization called Plastic Bank.
Oh, plastic bag. Yes, and I heard about this. Can you tell me more, or our listeners, can you tell us more about this?
Well, Plastic Bank is actually an organization that they create an amazing ecosystem. And what they do is they would receive the plastic that somebody collected for them, and then in return they would offer the collector either money or a credit uh, for them to purchase daily items. If you're interested to go to browse their website, there are merchants joining the community, and they are producing environmental friendly products such as shampoos or gel or like bracelets, umbrellas, etc. All of them are using the packing or the materials are not in plastics, and you can use the credit you earn to buy those items. I think it is a very smart way because right now government are thinking about penalties, but this organization instead is finding ways to offer incentives to people who help collecting those plastics. And I saw one of the locations they are helping is actually in Philippines. Uh, do you see them appearing there before, Tammy?
Actually, our country, country with most poverty has more plastics than others, as I read in some articles. So here in the Philippines, yes, there is poverty and so is plastic. That's why the government is actually introducing plastic bank, where it is only helps the nature, but it is not only helps the nature, but also the people in poverty to turn it into cash, which actually could really help them. Some sells, like you said, yeah, some sells it in the junk shops or recycle them and sell it. Actually, there are companies here also that I see some that they make the sachet of shampoos or juice, the Tetra Pak they called it. They make it as a bag and then they export them. This actually doing this is a bright idea for everyone. But you all as you mentioned earlier that people can collect plastic and they can turn it into money or a credit for you to purchase daily items. So
Yeah.
do they sell this, right? They sell these things. Am I right?
Yeah.
They sell this and then they will get money in
Yeah.
return, and then they can use the money to buy to purchase daily items. So it's like a recycle thing
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. That's correct. So they can use the credit. The credit is actually banked into a account created by the organization. And the amazing thing is they use block. I think they are using blockchain technology to store the values inside. So they are using the most advanced technical skills to try to get more people involved. They even have a app and apps in the
Yeah.
phone to support
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So you already also mentioned that the government are thinking about penalties about this organization instead. This organization instead is finding ways to offer incentives to people who help collecting these plastics. So can you tell me more about the incentives they offer? Like, do they get a food in return?
Uh, yeah, some of them they get food, some of them they get energy.
Energy.
Yeah, there are many ways they can get
So,
rewarded.
oh, thank you so much for that. And then so this plastic bank, it means that you collect the plastics and then you turn it into cash. You sell it and then turn it into cash. So that's the plastic bank. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. So we surely do use plastics every day at home, in the grocery store, some restaurants, and even in the street sometimes. I'm sure that everybody has plastics at home. How do we avoid this? How do we avoid using plastics?
Um, in my opinion, if we want to help the society, we can use more reusable plastics. For example, reusable shopping bags.
Yeah, a good idea.
I do believe you will see more products that have an environmentally friendly marks placed on their packaging. And I think you and I shall support them by purchasing these items.
Mm-hmm.
at a higher priority if you have a choice. In Hong Kong, I know some merchants already suggest customers to bring their own container when they go to purchase items. And I have a friend. He actually carries his own lunchbox to buy meals from a restaurant. I think it's for me. I think it's less convenient, but it's understandable.
Yeah, I think it's a cheaper way too. You just gonna bring your own container. I've been to Hong Kong and I remember the grocery that I went to has no plastic bag. Actually, the first time I went there and then I got shocked when I buy groceries and then they don't have plastic bags, so I have to carry all the groceries I bought all the way to the hotel. So I learned that we need to bring our own eco bag, and now
Yeah,
and now it's the same here in the Philippines. Some areas doesn't allow plastics anymore, so you have to bring your own bag to put your groceries. Some might have, but it's for sale. In this case, people are forced to bring their own. Like you said, it's less convenient, but it's understandable. People should be aware of what may plastic cause to our environment. I've seen a lot of news about plastics in the ocean and how they can kill sea animals. It's just so sad. It's just so sad hearing this news.
true, true. I think what the plastic ban is proposing is they're trying to turn the plastic into money or currency. And as we all know, one of the key functions of the currency is to exchange goods, and that's exactly what the plastic bank is trying to do.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I agree with that. So, let's talk about ocean plastic. Is there a solution to ocean plastic?
Well, yeah, that's a good topic as well. When you mentioned ocean plastic, I remember there was a very interesting kid from Holland. He's really young. I think he was just 14 or 15-year old at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and he started a campaign a few years ago to clean the ocean. And I just browsed their website.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, his name is Boying Slat. I don't know if
Okay.
I pronounced correctly, and he's the CEO of the Ocean Cleanup. He founded this organization,
Whoa.
and yeah, it's amazing. I
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit of his story.
Okay.
He So all the things started when this 16-year-old boy was doing scuba diving in Greece,
Uh-huh.
and then he was so surprised to see more plastic than fish. That's horrible, huh? And
Gosh, really?
yeah, that's what he saw. And what surprised him even more is after digging deeper into the plastic pollution problem,
Mm-hmm.
he realized actually no one had made serious attempts to combat this issue. He had a question in mind: why don't we just clean it up? And and then later on, this question led him to devote his high school science project to
Okay.
understanding
Mhm.
the problem. And then he do some research on why cleanup was considered impossible.
He's a smart kid, a bright kid.
Yeah, he's a bright kid, and as of today, he already implemented this project in a scalable way. And thank God, yeah, he's doing something. And right now, Plastic Ban is doing something in another angle. They are trying to put efforts on stopping creating more new plastics.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh.
I also heard some businesses are trying to um, turn the plastics into reusable energy.
Oh, plastics turn to reusable energy. What do you mean by turning plastics into energy? Can you help us understand more about this?
Yeah. What I mean is, there are some factories. They are doing recycling, and then they use the collected plastics, and then they process them into diesel oil, so that
Oh,
yeah, so that like machine or vessels, cars, then can use them to start using the engines.
oh, energy. That's a
Yeah,
great idea. Are we doing this now? Or isn't it too expensive to do that, to turn plastic into energy?
I think at the moment it's still expensive, but when the technology becomes more advanced, I think that would be the time the cost would come down.
Oh, I think some countries also doing this, so this could take some time. But time flies, so we might not notice that the companies are already doing this, like in China or in the Middle East. I heard where a lot of oils are coming from. So, um, how could how could the merchants help us improve raising plastic back? Could they sell more eco-friendly or reusable materials to the people, like metal straw instead of plastic straws, eco bags instead of plastic bags? How can they help us, like doing this, raising the plastic bank thing?
Well, I think as an entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
we should, or we better get well prepared for this trend. Governments all over the world would definitely impose stricter requirements on using environmentally unfriendly products.
Mm-hmm. Like plastics.
Yes, and therefore, if you are a manufacturer, then please get prepared to adopt the reusable materials. If you are a retailer, get prepared to adopt policies of having your customers to bring their own containers. Or if you are an e-commerce seller, which I do believe many listeners
Yeah.
are e-commerce sellers, and
Yes.
I would suggest you to get prepared to use reusable material for your packaging. And well, whenever there are new policies, I think opportunities or new opportunities, I would say, are there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, new opportunities are always there. So I hope our listeners could think about this, because this will help the world. Yeah, so they should start using the eco-friendly products, especially selling from the online. They should use the eco-friendly products in their packaging. I hope everyone could consider this plastic bank and would be more aware of our environment. Because, as you said, new opportunities for everyone is always waiting, as well as the new upcoming policies that will be implemented soon. I hope in the Philippines they will implement this kind of policies, because a lot of really there's a lot of plastics everywhere in the sea, in the river, and they just keep on throwing even the plastic candy.
Right.
Everyone should work together so it will be easier for all of us. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I agree with you.
thank you so much, Ray, for your time again. I hope our listeners will open their mind about this plastic bank and start doing what is right. It's always for our best. And I hope if they have any questions regarding this, they could always research the news, because it's all over the news. And yeah,
Yeah.
so any last words you would like to say to our listeners?
Well, I think yeah, say thank you because uh, it's really great to share with all of you about new trends, and hopefully you will join our future audio
Podcast.
episodes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Listen to our yeah. It's a to many interesting topics we'll be discussing soon. So I hope they will stay listening.
Yeah. Please stay tuned. And I think thank you for your time, Tammy. It's good to work with you for this first audio together.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your insights and for your ideas regarding this topic. And yeah, till next time.
Okay. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. So once again, this is Tommy from Unipro Hong Kong. Um, thank
And
you
my
so
name is Ray.
much.
Okay.
And
Bye.
thank you so much, Ray.
Okay. Bye.